Hello students, we are going to discuss about chapter 10, Introduction to Computer Networks part 1. Introduction. What do you mean by computer network? A set of computers are connected together for the purpose of sharing resources is called as a computer network. So, one computer is connected with another, that is called as a computer network. What is the use of network? When computers are connected with each other, we can easily share the resources as well as the services also. So, one of the most common resource is the internet. Okay, with the help of this, we can easily share the resources. Like resources is nothing but peripheral devices. We can share the file server, web camera, speaker, printer, scanner, machines, etc. And we can able to access these services also, like internet, www, digital audio, video, all these are shared with the help of internet. Okay, so these services are shared to use the some application softwares or some storage devices. So internet is the most commonly used resource. So what do you mean by internet? Internet is nothing but network of network. So what is network? Or computers எல்லாம் ஒண்ணா connect ஆகி இருக்கிறது தான் network. Like that many networks are formed. When computers are connected each other, that is called as a network. When all the networks are connected with each other, that is called as a internet. So internet is nothing but network of network. So many companies are using a network to share their resources. For example, multinational companies having a worldwide branches. Okay, so they need to know about the demand of the product. So what is the feedback of the customers? Everything they want to know. Then they want to share the informations from one branch to other branch also. For this purpose also network is used. So computer networking is a technique of digital telecommunications network, one that permits a nodes to share its resources. So telecommunications, through the telecommunications we are sharing all our thoughts, views and everything. Okay, so using a mobile phone, using a telephone, we are just talking with the person whoever is residing in or any places in the world. Okay, similarly through the computer networking, we are sharing all the digital informations. ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல இருக்க informations வேற கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல அனுப்புறதுக்காக we are using a computer networking. So it is a technique of digital telecommunication. Network, one that permits a node to share its resources. So nodes are nothing but the computer which is used in the network is called as a node. So ஒவ்வொரு கம்ப்யூட்டர் எந்த கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல நெட்வொர்க்ல கனெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கோ அந்த கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல எல்லாம் நோடுன்னு சொல்வாங்க. So it allows the node to transfer the informations. So the computer networking exchanges the data with each other through the wired or wireless connection between the different terminals are called nodes. Okay, so the informations can be shared between the computer. So in the computer through cable link connect ஆயிருக்கலாம். So cable use பண்ணி நம்ம connect பண்ணியிருந்தோம்னா that type of connection is called as the wired connection. So wireless means without a cable, using the Wi-Fi waves. If you're connecting your data, that is called connecting your computers and sharing the data, that is called as the Wi-Fi connection. So without cable, when you're connecting the computers with each other, that is the wireless connection. Okay, so the node is nothing but the computer which is used in the networking. Computer which is connected in the networking, that computer is called as a node. So once a computer is connected in the network, it is ready to share the informations from that computer to other computer. Okay, so the data from these wires is transferred over any cable media such as fiber optic cables. So normally for the networking, the fiber optic cable will be used because it provides the high speed transmission of data. அதோட data transmissions எல்லாமே ரொம்ப ஸ்பீடா இருக்கும். For the wireless we will call it as a Wi-Fi. Computer which is connected to the network is called as a node. So we have already discussed about this. The data originates and terminates at the particular node is called as a source and destination. So the one who send the data, that node will be called as a source. The one who receive the data, that node will be called as a destination. Okay, so node nale network la connect aayirka computer the node. So data can be easily shared when it is in the network. So oru computer la inda innoru computer ku nama informations easy share pannalam with the help of the network. So directly transfers from the source to the destination. Who is called as a source? The one who send the data will be the source. Okay, the one who received will be the destination. In networking, nodes are identified by its IP address. So you know that, okay, every network, when your computer is connected in the network, each node is identified by the unique IP address, that is Internet Protocol address. We will study about this IP address later. In many cases, application at a particular communications were layered otherwise simply in general communications protocols. So we have a many protocol procedure. Based on that only your data will be undergone for the many process and it is transferred to the destination. The well-known networking for all is internet. Okay, so many concepts were used. So we are all know about the internet. What do you mean by internet? Internet is nothing but network of network. Okay, so with the help of this concept we can easily send the information from one computer to the other computer. History of computer networking. So now we are all using an internet. So now we cannot imagine a life without the internet. Okay, that too during the pandemic time and all, internet plays a vital role. With the help of that only we are just imparting the knowledge. Okay, so we are just studying at home and we are doing all the work at home also with the help of internet. Okay, so what is the history of the network, history of this internet? Okay, so what are the stages it has crossed? Now we are going to learn about it. Late 1950, SAGE. The SAGE is the first method used, that is before introducing all the internet concept they started with the SAGE. SAGE is nothing but semi-automatic ground environment which was used at the US military radar system. Okay, இது the first networking concept use பண்ணாங்க. So military ல இருக்கவங்க அவங்களுக்குள்ள communicate பண்றதுக்காக introduce பண்ண method தான் SAGE, semi-automatic ground environment. The next one is SABRE, semi-automatic business research environment, which is used in the commercial airline reservation system online connected with two mainframe computers. So two mainframe computers are connect பண்ணிட்டு it is used for the airline reservation. So this is called as a SABRE, which was introduced in the year 1960. And one more concept also introduced, packet switching. The packet switching is very important. So normally all our data are divided into the packets. During the transactions or during the transmission of your data will be divided into the packets only. So that concept were introduced in 1960. It was introduced by Paul Baran and Donald Devices to transfer the information between the computers and networks. The next one is in 1963 Intergalactic Computer Network, which was introduced by J.C.R. Licklider. Okay, so he is a person who introduced the concept of intergalactic computer network to communicate with the other person those are using a computer. In 1965, telephone switch which was introduced by the Western Electric, which implemented the true computer control. Okay, through that we can able to control the computer and transfer the data also. Then WAN. So you all know about a WAN, wide area network. The example of wide area network is what? Internet. What we are using is a internet. Okay, internet is an example for WAN. So this was introduced in the year 1966. So before that they have just experimented this, and the experimental paper were published by Thomas Morrill and Lawrence G. Roberts. The next one is ARPANET. Okay, so ARPANET was introduced in the year 1969. Now we are using internet. No, the early days ARPANET, internet was named as a ARPANET. The expansion of ARPANET is Advanced Research Project Agency for Network. So initially this ARPANET were used between the universities. So to communicate with the universities it was used here. So which are the universities here? California at Los Angeles, at Santa Barbara, the Stanford Research Institute and the University of Utah, using the 50 kilobits per second. Okay, so first this concept, this ARPANET is nothing but internet. So early days it was called as a ARPANET only. It was mainly introduced to communicate between the universities. So it also used the concept of packet switching. The next one is TCP and IP. So the TCP is nothing but Transmission Control Protocol, and IP is Internet Protocol. So which using the, that is X.25 as commercial services were deployed, then was using the infrastructure for expanding the TCP and IP networks. So the TCP plays a very important role of transmission of your data, to transfer the files, data from in the computer, that is between the computers. If you want to transfer the data, this transmission control protocol is very useful for that. Okay, so the IP is used to identify the address of your nodes. Okay, so each computer has a unique internet code. Okay, so that can be identified by the IP, and the TCP provides the way to transfer your resources and informations. So this concept was introduced in the year 1972. The next one is in 1973, cyclades. The cyclade is nothing but, this is also the one of the concept of networking, which was introduced by French network. It was introduced by French networks for making the host which is responsible for reliable delivery of data. So நம்ம ARPANET யூஸ் பண்ணலையா, ஸோ இந்த cyclade வந்து alternative of ARPANET. ஸோ ARPANETக்கு ஒரு alternative create பண்ணது தான் cyclades. It is also used to transfer the resources as well as the services also. So it used a concept host. Host na yaru, the one who sent your data, that person is a host. So host is fully responsible for the delivery of data. So under concept order it was introduced. Later it has changed into the centralized service of network. So these are all the stages crossed by the internet. Then the next one is in 1973 and between 79, Ethernet word was introduced. So you know about Ethernet. We are all using Ethernet to connect our network only. So in the beginning in 1973, Robert Metcalfe, he was only described about the 1973. Later in 1976, so the Ethernet distributed packet switching for local computer networks. So this paper was introduced by the Robert Metcalfe. Okay, so many patents was received between the 1977 to 1978. So it was introduced. So it provides the easy transmission of data at a very high speed. Then ARCnet. It was created by John Murphy of Data Point Corporations. So the main purpose of ARCnet is to share the storage devices. Normally நம்ம resources, files, services share பண்ணோம். நம்ம storage devices share பண்றதுக்காக ARCnet concept was introduced. It was introduced in the year 1976. Then fiber optic cables. So this is a cable we are using for the network connections. The speed capacity of transmission data is very high in the fiber optic cables. Okay, so Ethernet was slightly elevated from 10 megabits to 100 megabits at 1995. So after that the speed was increased up to 100 gigabit per second. So evlo drastic changes parunga. First 10 megabit la inda 100 megabit varaikkum da data ellame transfer aachu. Then after that it is changed into 100 gigabits. So Ethernet ability to grow easily with the help of the fiber optic cables. So fiber optic cables are easy transmission of data ko use agum. That too it transfers all the data at a very high speed. Evolution of internet. See, it started that evaluations from 1945 and it crossed many stages. So first the theoretical concept was introduced and networking concept introduced, packet switching introduced, hypertext introduced, then ARPANET, TCP, everything. It crossed many stages and finally it reaches the destination. Still many more new techniques also introduced, new concepts also introduced in that. So in evaluation of internet, before the internet, human to human. Okay, normally how do we communicate with others? We'll use a direct communication. Okay, so namak internet la varathukku munadi nama telephones use pannittu irundhom, landline connections telephone use pannittu irundhom. Before that landline communications we used here mails. So letters send பண்ணுவோம். So இந்த மாதிரி different communications were used. Okay, so after the invention of internet, people are forced to do all the things. Okay, so initially we were not aware of the advantages of internet. Okay, so after that only we are just trained in all the concept and now we are used with it. So after the internet it was introduced, so we were using email, information and internet. We used to send only the email and search for the some informations, browse பண்ணுவோம் and entertainment purpose காக use பண்ணுவோம். So before that host to host very few number of computers மட்டும் connect ஆயிருக்கும். Direct one to one combinationsல data எல்லாமே share பண்ணுவோம். After that it becomes wide. So wide area network was introduced. First local area லே ஒரு roomலே நம்ம ரெண்டு சிஸ்டம் ஒண்ணா கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு டேட்டாஸ் ஷேர் பண்ற லெவல்ல இருந்தது. After that it is expanded as a wide area. So நம்ம around the world we can able to connect all the computers and we are started to sharing the informations. Other next level. Then internet of services. So e-productivity, e-commerce. So once e-commerce start ஆன பிறகு we started to communicate with everything. Okay, so எல்லாமே இந்த mobile concept introduce ஆன பிறகு so through the mobile also we started to access the internet, not only with the computer. Okay, so computer மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணாம நம்ம கம்ப்யூட்டரோட மொபைலை யூஸ் பண்ணி we can started to use the network and started to share the resources also. Then internet of people. So first only the content was introduced, then services. What are the services? E-productivity and e-commerce services was introduced, and after that internet of people, that is social media were introduced. So once the social media were introduced, what are the concepts have included here? So the people also connected with the internet. Okay, the people also connected in the network and PC as well as the mobile. So everything are connected in the internet of people concept. Okay, so first one to one connection இருந்தது, அப்புறம் only computers மட்டும் connect பண்ணோம், அதுக்கப்புறம் mobile concept வந்து mobile கம்ப்யூட்டரையும் சேர்த்து கனெக்ட் பண்ணோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் we have connected the people also with the help of social media. So we are all connected with the people. Okay, அந்த people எங்க இருந்தாலும் நீங்க எத்தனை வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி அவங்கள பார்த்திருந்தா கூட நீங்க கனெக்ஷனே இல்லாம இருந்தா கூட with the help of the social media you can create a relationship with them. Okay, so the next one is internet of things. Not only with the people, in the internet computer connect பண்றது மட்டும் இல்லாம mobile connect பண்ணாம peopleஸையும் சேர்த்து connect பண்ணுச்சு. Then after that it started to connect the things also, like it is used for the identification, tracking, monitoring. So நம்ம ஒரு vehicle track பண்றதுக்காக நம்ம internet concept யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். இதே நம்ம வீட்டில் ஏதாவது கேமரா செட் பண்ணிவிட்டு அது அந்த என்டையர் திங்குமே வந்து நம்ம வாட்ச் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நம்ம நெட்வொர்க்கிங் கான்செப்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். தென் ஏடிஎம்மில் நெட்வொர்க்கிங் கான்செப்ட். ஸோ ஸ்பீடை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் நம்ம வந்து நெட்வொர்க்கிங் கான்செப்ட். ஸோ நாட் ஒன்லி இட் பிளேஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ரோல் வித் த பிசி, mobile and people, it also plays a vital role in things also. So எப்படினா அதோட evaluation start ஆயிருப்பாங்க. நார்மலா ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு it just expanded to the mobile and expanded with the people and expanded with the things also. So that is internet of content, internet of services, internet of people, internet of things. So இப்போ நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ற நெட்வொர்க் வந்து வெறும் கம்ப்யூட்டர் மட்டும் கனெக்ட் பண்றதில்ல, it connecting the people as well as the things also, any object also. Students, I hope you could understand about internet, about computer networking and the history of networking. In the next video, we'll learn about the internet and its advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.